Today, we're taking a deep dive into one of the most secretive and controlled societies on the entire planet, North Korea. We're going to break down the system of rules, some of them mundane, some of them absolutely terrifying, that control every single part of a person's life there.
I mean, just think about that for a second. It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But this is a reported reality in North Korea. This one single idea, that your own thoughts aren't safe, is at the very heart of the system we're about to explore. It's not about what you do, it's about what you might even think about doing.
So, how did things get this way?
To really get it, we need to take a quick look back. The North Korea we see today didn't just appear out of nowhere. It was forged in the fire of global conflict and has been molded by a single family for over 70 years. Okay, so here's the quick backstory. After decades under Japanese rule, World War II ends, and Korea gets split right down the middle. The North, with the Soviet Union's backing, gets a leader named Kim Il-sung. Then the Korean War kicks off, and that division becomes permanent. And here's the crucial part. No peace treaty was ever signed. So technically, they are still at war to this very day. Since 1948, North Korea has only been ruled by 3 men, a grandfather, his son, and his grandson. It's the world's only hereditary communist dictatorship, and each leader has doubled down on a complex system of rules, all designed to do one thing and one thing only: keep the family in absolute power. So if you want total control, where do you start? Well, you start with information, because if you can control what people see, hear, and learn, you can control their entire reality. Let's look at how they do it. You and I have the internet, this huge, open, global network. Most North Koreans, they have a national internet. Think of it as a completely sealed-off digital world, a walled garden where every click, every search is watched. It's not a window to the outside world, it's a tool designed to keep the outside world out. And this information blackout goes way beyond the web. Imagine your TV can only get one state channel. Your radio is locked to government frequencies. Just watching a foreign movie could get you sent to a labor camp. The whole point is to prevent what the regime calls ideological contamination. Basically, they're terrified that if people saw how the rest of us live, they might start asking some very dangerous questions. Okay, so the state controls what you know, but the next layer of control is about who you are. This isn't just about following rules. It's about a rigid social system that decides your entire life's path. Just let that sink in for a minute. Before you can even walk or talk, your destiny, what job you'll have, where you're allowed to live, what opportunities you'll get, is already locked in, all based on your family's background. It's called the Songbin system. It's basically a caste system that splits everyone into 3 groups. At the top, you have the core class. These are the descendants of revolutionaries, the elite. They get the best jobs, they can live in the capital city, and they get the best of everything. In the middle, you have the wavering class, just ordinary people. And at the bottom, the hostile class, forever punished because their ancestors were landowners or religious or had ties to South Korea. Your life isn't defined by you, but by your great-grandparents.
And this control gets personal. I mean, ridiculously personal. Thinking about wearing blue jeans? Banned. They're a symbol of Western culture. Want to visit a relative in the next town over? You need to get an official permit. Even your hairstyle has to be picked from a list of state-approved options. Every single one of these little rules is a constant reminder that you, the individual, don't matter. Only the state does.
So we've seen how the state controls what you know and who you are. But this next part? This is maybe the most profound and chilling level of control. This is about getting inside your head. It's about engineering loyalty through pure, uncut fear. I want you to remember this number, 3. Because this number represents what is probably the single most powerful tool the regime has for making sure nobody steps out of line. It's called the 3 generations of punishment rule. So here's what that means. If you commit a political crime, the punishment isn't just for you. Your entire family line is condemned. Based on what defectors tell us, your kids and even your grandkids can be sent to labor camps, born as criminals for a crime they had absolutely nothing to do with. It makes the personal cost of even thinking about dissent almost unimaginable.
And to really hammer this psychological control home, citizens reportedly have to go to these weekly self-criticism sessions. Just picture this ritual. Every single week, you have to stand up in a group and publicly confess your failings. Maybe you didn't praise the leader enthusiastically enough. Then, your neighbors and your coworkers are encouraged to criticize you too. It's a process designed to crush individual thought and force everyone to conform.
This demand for a public show of loyalty gets turned all the way up during elections. Now get this, voting is mandatory. Everyone has to do it, but there's only one name on the ballot. See, the point isn't about choice, it's a nationwide loyalty test. Not showing up is considered treason. The goal is to report a 100% turnout with 100% of the vote for the leader as proof of the people's total support. So when you put all of these pieces together, you get a system of control so total that it actually tries to change the fabric of reality itself. And maybe the best example of this complete break from the rest of the world is how North Korea actually measures time. We all use the Gregorian calendar, while North Korea uses the Juche calendar, and it starts on year 1, which is 1912, the year the nation's founder, Kim Il-sung, was born. So while we're living in one year, North Korea is officially living in another. It's a total rewriting of history to center everything, even time itself, on the ruling family. Okay, this all raises a really big question, right? If the country is so completely sealed off, how on earth do we know any of these details? I mean, it's not like the government is putting out press releases. Our understanding has been pieced together like a giant, difficult puzzle. Most of what we know comes from the incredibly brave testimonies of people who have risked their lives to escape. We also get information that's been smuggled out on things like USB drives. And then, from high above, spy satellites give us hard data, tracking things like the country's vast network of prison camps that the regime denies even exist. And that brings us to a final, really sobering thought. Everything we've talked about today is based on the information that has managed to get out. It's a picture built by people who took immense risks. But the full reality for the millions of people still living inside this system of total control, well, it could be different, and it could be even harsher. It just makes you wonder what else we still don't know.